Hello, Ducks fans. Welcome to another episode of the Quick Report. I mean, the Quack Report. Sorry,
the what
that's
report?
Just,
the quick report. Yeah, this is gonna be quick, people. All right, let's get this going. Come on.
Jonathan Quick's just living rent free in my head these days. So,
yeah, you know what? That's fair though. Like, we'll get into it, but like, holy shit, what a performance! Honestly.
Yeah, yeah. I just saw that the name of the episode you chose was "Gotta Be Quick," and I was like, that is the worst joke ever. So I have to make it.
Oh, so that was on purpose. Actually, you played it off very well. I genuinely thought you just messed up.
Oh, thanks. I've actually been taking.
I'm proud of your acting ability.
Thanks. Yeah, I've been taking some classes actually at the college here, just on Sunday
club?
evenings. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously it's been paying off. Yeah.
There you go.
I haven't been. That's just the one. The one time I fooled someone with my acting.
Oh, well, it was very well done.
Thank you. Nate, how are you? I got to respect the shirt that you are wearing. It's a nice local brand from our hometown. But what's up? You're not wearing our merch?
Well, I got our merch. I got my hat on. So
yeah, well, you could have.
But I also figured that you were going to be wearing your merch today because the last episode, I don't think you didn't have any on because it was in the wash. I think because I just given it to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, okay, I figured he's gonna wear a shirt, so I'll just wear my hat today. So.
Fair enough.
But yeah, and of course, I wanted to rep the guys at Boys on Third, their local brand from our hometown, Medicine Hat. So shout out to those guys. So they make some good stuff. I love their shirts. They're great.
Yeah. Well, how has first half of your week? Well, no. When did we do we didn't do an episode Sunday, so I guess it's been like a week since we've.
Yeah, it has been a week.
Anything? Yeah. How was your Easter?
It was good. Yeah, got to go back home for a couple days, I guess. Got to see some family and whatnot, and my aunt's Easter supper, always good, very good.
You're a ham or a turkey family?
So now she goes all out. She does both. There's a ham and a turkey. So, but it was funny because like it's like any like holiday meal, right? There's always so much food that you're like trying to have a little bit of everything and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I was trying my best to do that. And straight up, like it got to the point I realized I forgot the ham. So the ham just like laid on top of everything else. I was like, we'll make this work.
Nice.
So, but the food was all good and everything like that. I had a lot more turkey, I would say, than ham. If I had to pick, I'd go turkey.
Oh, okay.
But so got to hang out with like family, cousins and whatnots, and and then the next day just hung out with my parents for a bit before I had to come back here because unfortunately still got homework going on and that sort of thing. So but before I left, I made sure to so I've been wanting to learn for a while. I had my dad teach me how to cut some meat. So we took a beef tenderloin and just chop that thing up into steaks. Like he showed me how to take off the chain and everything like that. It was a lot of fun. So, and then,
nice.
So he taught me and then I went and picked one up myself after they also gave us a bunch of steaks as well. So like I am loaded on steak right now, which I am so happy for.
Nice.
But
it's barbecue season now. So
yeah, exactly.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Once it stops fucking snowing here. Because it still is in April.
It should be barbecue season.
Yeah.
I should say. Yeah.
But so then I got my own one and I did it all up myself. Sent my dad a picture after. I'm like, hey, how's it look like I did? And he was like, it looked pretty good. So woo, look at me go. And now I have a pork tenderloin waiting in the fridge for me to cut too. So
nice.
But because we finally went on like a Costco run, that's where we normally get our meats and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, now that I know like the general idea, like how to cut and that kind of thing, I'm like, we can just do this. It'll be cheaper, but we'll get way more. So yeah. So I got a tenderloin now to cut in the fridge. So yeah, over Easter I learned how to cut some meat and had some good food. So yeah, it was good. Solid. What about you?
Yeah, I was just here. My girlfriend had to work for the weekend, and I had a bunch of homework and stuff to do. So her family came on Saturday, and we went. She had Saturday off, so we had a brunch that day and then went to go see the new Fantastic Beasts movie. I know you don't really watch that series, but
I straight up thought you were about to say Fantastic Four, and I was gonna be like, what? Was that like the old one at the movie mill or what?
Yeah, the
But
new
yeah,
one that came
Fantastic
out like
Beasts.
4 years ago, 5 years.
Yeah,
I don't even know when
exactly.
it was, but
Fan Four Stick in 2015. Yeah,
was it 2015? Oh
it
man.
was. Yeah. So
Dang, I still haven't
yeah,
seen it. It's one of those
dude,
movies that I
that's
need
fun.
to just I want to watch a shitty movie. Like sometimes you're just in the mood for like something you
Yeah,
can throw on. I'm saving it for one of those days, but I haven't had one of
yeah,
those
that's
like
fair.
let's throw a shitty movie on kind of
Yeah,
days in a
that was
while. So,
one of the movies. Honestly, and sorry, not to like cut off what you
oh,
did on
that's
the
good.
weekend, but just that was one of the movies that like I went to see it purely to see if like the reviews were right about it.
Yeah,
Right? I was
right.
like, I've heard so much garbage actually about this movie that like I want to see how it actually is because it looked good. I
Hmm.
watched the first, and honestly, like I watched the first like half of it in the theaters, and I'm like, this is really good actually so far. What's everyone talking about? But there's it's not spoiler, I guess, but there's a time.
I've heard this
Okay,
before from other people, so it's
yeah. So, but yeah,
plus
there's a
it's like what
time
7
jump.
years old. If you haven't seen
Yeah,
it by
fair
then
enough.
and you care about spoilers, like
Oh, I meant more for you,
yeah,
but yeah, so there's like a time jump in it, and that's when everything goes sideways. Like, and it's just like, okay, yeah, now this movie is shit.
now it makes sense. I'm in the same boat with Morbius. Like it looks okay, and like I'm still probably gonna watch it, but I want
I
to
don't even
see it
have
because
to
I want
watch.
to know how
Yeah,
bad it is.
we don't
Right?
even have to watch it though because the director spoiled everything like 2 weeks before.
Oh, see, this is why I don't follow any of the pre-show stuff. But
Well, and
um,
it wasn't even like stuff I saw at first. It was just like people saying, "Yeah, the director's just gone out and spoiled everything." And it honestly wasn't a movie that I was super excited for anyway, to be
yeah,
honest with you. And so I took a look and I'm like, "Oh shit, yeah, he spoiled like everything." And like it was like a week before the movie came out, like the post credits was like just out. Like you could just go watch it. And it was just such a shit show that I'm just like, I don't need to pay any money to go see this movie whatsoever. I'll just wait until it's released on some other platform and I can just download it that way. So I'm like, I'm
yeah,
not getting a dime to Sony for a shitty movie that nobody asked for. So,
yeah. Also,
but
speaking
sorry.
of,
So you saw Fantastic Beasts?
oh yeah, 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 that was on Saturday, and then my mom came on Sunday and hung out, went for lunch.
Nice.
My dad had to work, so yeah, it was
What the
pretty
hell,
chill.
Glenn?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's really about it. So
Nice.
yeah, and speaking of movies as well, the Batman, if you're in Canada, is out on Crave now to stream,
Yeah.
and HBO Max if you're in the States. So if you haven't seen it yet, you can watch that movie because it's really good. I would definitely recommend it. I'm sure you would as well.
Yes,
You seem,
absolutely. 100%.
yeah, just based off of the conversations we've had about it.
Yeah.
And then if you go back, it was like an episode 2-3 weeks ago. We did like a spoiler, in-depth kind of review of the movie, and yeah, so you can go check that out afterwards as well. So
Yeah. We got a couple comments coming through here. We got Marcus saying happy 420 boys. Happy 420 to you as well, if that is
yeah,
something you participate in. We got Ali chiming in, quack quack, what's up? Nice shirt and hat. So because yeah, you got the shirt on, I got the hat on. So thank you
yeah.
very much. Yeah, and I did see that a couple people were starting to get their merch actually, which is awesome. Again,
Oh,
and
that's
again,
good.
if you've
Yeah.
ordered from us, thank you very much for doing that. And if you haven't yet, obviously everything is still available. I should actually probably pull up that banner. Yeah, right there. tqrshop.myspreadshop.com. But yeah, people are starting to get their stuff, and it's cool to see the posts or that about it. So,
Hmm. For
and
sure.
because there's like some of the stuff that because I've like with the website that we use, I can see what everyone's ordered, and there's some things where I'm like, oh, I really want to see this actually because like we haven't seen everything in person yet,
Hmm.
so it's like, oh, I want to see like how this turned out and whatnot. So it's been fun so far. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And we got some new lines out as well. Well, one new line, the skilling it
yeah,
up line. I know that's
which I
sold a
love that
couple already.
yeah
So
we had orders on that like the first day, and I was like, yes,
it's
it was
perfect.
so
Yeah.
worth putting off homework to do that design up quick.
It's always worth it. Yeah.
Always, yeah.
Well, we do have a game that we want to talk about. This game against the Kings, which will also kind of be a preview for Saturday. Is that when we play them again?
Yes,
Saturday. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Do you want to get into this game, or was there anything else you wanted to bring up before we dive into the
I don't
Ducks
think
stuff
I had
here?
anything else.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no
Well,
other news of that for us, and yeah, Yeah, no, I think we're good.
Cool.
I had to think about that for a second.
Let's do it. So 2-1 loss to the Kings on Tuesday night. Yeah, like we kind of hinted at off the top, like this was a stellar performance by Jonathan Quick. Like
that was
pretty much
purely it. Like if you're gonna take away anything from this game, it was Jonathan Quick. Holy crap.
Yeah, like I remember at the beginning of the season, everyone was like, "Oh, this is Cal Peterson's season to really shine. Like he's going to be the future, and like Jonathan Quick is just going to kind of be in a mentorship role there." No, not even close. Jonathan Quick could have been an Olympic candidate for, like, he could have been like the third goalie on the Olympic team, or maybe the second. I don't know, because he wouldn't be better than John Gibson, obviously. But like he's had a phenomenal season. He is not going away.
I am just trying to pull up his like season stats because I actually haven't taken a look at those, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, like with the two teams I follow being in the Pacific Division as well, like this was the 7th time I've seen Jonathan Quick this season. And like every single game, like between the Oilers and the Ducks, like it's just been like he's kind of stolen the show. Like I'm just like, wow, Jonathan Quick is making some amazing saves. Like he is the reason that the Kings are 3rd in the division this season.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and
like especially
could potentially hold it. Yeah, I was like, could potentially hold it unless Vancouver says otherwise. I know if Marcus is still here, he's going to be upset about this. Not worried about Vegas, honestly. I think New Jersey just handled Vegas, which, wow. But yeah, really, I think it's between Vancouver and LA at this point. Obviously, Vegas is still in there. I just don't think it's happening.
Yeah, like they have this exact same record or same points and same amount of games remaining as Vancouver. So, which will change tonight. I think they just started against the Capitals.
Yes.
And I think as far as I know, it's still scoreless. So,
yeah. Okay. So here's some numbers for you here. So you look at the kind of the bare bones ones, like the traditional goalie stats, right? They're meh. They're average, maybe just a little bit above or a little bit under. He's got a 2.63 goals against and a 909 save percentage, 2 shutouts in 43 games.
Okay. Pretty solid.
Yeah. But you know, the one stat I love that I feel like gives a little bit more of an idea of what's going on is the goals save above expected. 15.6.
Oh boy.
That's a positive 15.6.
Yeah, no, that's impressive. That's very, very impressive.
And to compare, like, this isn't trying to put down Cal Peterson or anything like that. He hasn't had as great of a season, though, by any means. He's got, I'm just pulling up his other stats here. He's got a 2.9 goals against and an 895 save percentage. 3 shutouts in that span, though. Okay. In 36 games, but he's got a negative 8.7 goal save above expected. So it's not as great a year for Cal Peterson. And if you're the LA Kings, you're going, thank hell for Jonathan Quick, actually, or they would be nowhere near where they are, I don't think.
Oh yeah, especially given all the injuries they've had. Like Doughty's been out for a while and will be out for the rest of the season. Like, and then just playoffs, tons and tons of other guys. Playoffs. Sorry, that's what I meant. But yeah, like there's no reason they should be in the place they are except for because of Jonathan Quick.
Yeah, 100%. Like I did say at the start of the season that I was like, oh, like LA is going to be kind of a sleeper pick here and that sort of thing, right? But I thought like. I don't even remember where exactly I placed them. We'll have to. That'll be fun to take a look at in about a week and a half. I guess is when the regular season ends. It'll be fun to look back and see which ones we got kind of right, which ones we got really wrong, or that kind of thing. And but I think I had them like just making or just on the outside kind of thing. So I was like, this team is going to improve, but was not expecting them to have like a decent hold actually on that position coming into like the final 2 weeks of the season.
Yeah.
So absolutely. Mind you, it is still in jeopardy. Don't get me wrong.
Like,
there's a chance, but it's a little bit harder, I think, for them to lose it rather than keep it. So
yeah,
because they got a pretty good schedule coming up here.
Well, yeah,
as well.
they played us twice, so or they will have played us twice by the end of the weekend. So
yeah, LA also
that
has
definitely helps.
Yeah, so LA has 4 games left. They play Chicago, us, Seattle, Vancouver. That's how they end their season. Actually, that Thursday game,
that game against Vancouver is going to be huge, but
that could decide actually, depending on how Vancouver's doing as well.
Yeah,
that game could decide actually who goes to the playoffs. Holy crap!
Yeah, I mean, like they have four games left, right? I think 2 of those games are pretty much a guaranteed win. Like whether you want to say it's us, Chicago, or Seattle, you're getting 2 out of 3 of those.
Yeah,
I think they should, anyways. If not, they don't deserve to be in the playoffs.
But, no, and honestly, like I feel like the Kings are kind of in the same position that we were talking about. Of like, hey, if we make the playoffs, that's great. We'll get some experience or whatnot. But we're not thinking we're going to be making like any massive noise or anything like that. No. The LA Kings are currently matched up against the Edmonton Oilers for the first round. So, which, you know me, I'm not a big Oilers fan, obviously. But that looks a little lopsided to me for a first round matchup of a 2 and 3 spot. So
yeah, I'd say so. Dude, the Pacific Division is awful this year. Like
it really is.
like you take LA.
It's nuts.
You take LA or Vegas or Vancouver, like the 3, 4, and 5 in the Pacific Division, and you put them in the East somewhere, and they're like not even close to a wild card.
Not even close.
Not even close. Like even Edmonton would be in the second wild card spot in the East, and they're second in the Pacific. So like the Pacific Division is just bonkers in a bad way, you know.
But it's also made it competitive this year, which is kind of nice. Because realistically, right? Like we talked about it before. Take a look at the East. They've known that they're making the playoffs since November, right? It's just, okay, we're playing for placement. We have teams right now, though, that are making that playoff push, that legitimate playoff push to try to get in. So it makes for entertaining hockey.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm not totally complaining about it, but it's, yeah.
Just to loop back around quickly, no pun intended, to Jonathan Quick. A 2.13 goal save above expected in this game alone.
Dang. He had
29 saves on 30 shots, a 967 save percentage. However, I'm going to say this now because the numbers add up to it as well, and we saw it. And obviously, like, there's a reason we're talking about Jonathan Quick so much is because there was a lot of play in the LA end, right? Anaheim dominated this game. Money Puck's 1,000 sims, like the deserve to win meter, had the Ducks winning this game actually 74.2% of the time.
Oh, wow.
So like the Ducks did badly outplay them actually, but it's honestly purely because of Jonathan Quick that the LA Kings came out with a win there. And a little help maybe. Now, this is something I wanted to talk to you about actually. Okay. And I'm going to screw over our monetization or whatever, because I'm going to pull up the clip because I want to break this down. And I did pull out the NHL rule book because I was confused as hell about the goaltender interference call that was called, was challenged, and then was reversed. That gave LA the 2-1 lead.
Yeah, I've been trying to wrap my head around that all day, honestly.
Yeah. And before I do that though, because what's a Quack Report episode without talking about some stupid Dallas Eakins shit? Eakins had this to say just about the game. And so, yeah, he said in this quick blurb here that's on the Anaheim Ducks website, when I think of the Kings-Ducks rivalry, I think of Gibson and Quick. I thought they were both going at it. It was very reminiscent of battles of the past. I thought Quick was very good, and Gibby was right there matching him. Dallas, what fucking game are you watching? Because yes, don't get me wrong, John Gibson, he did great. Like taking a look at his numbers as well, right? He had like a 920 something save percentage. Like he still played great. Like I'm not saying that he didn't. Had a negative 0.41 goal save above expected. So he's right there, right? He's right where he should have been for that game.
Yeah.
But you see the visual play of Jonathan Quick in that game along with the stats. Come on, Dallas. Quick was not very good and Gibson keeping up with him. It was Gibson kept up with everybody else and Jonathan Quick was just like, see you guys later.
Like Usain
So,
Bolt. Yeah. But
yeah,
I mean,
pretty
like,
much.
if you're
He's
Dallas
looking
Eakins,
backwards and smiling at everybody like, I'm
yeah.
gonna fucking beat you tonight.
Yeah,
You
like
only
Ali
need
says here
me.
too. Quick was on a whole other level,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
absolutely he was. But like, if you're Dallas Eakins, what are you going to say? Oh, like Jonathan Quick was way better than our goalie. Like, I wish we had
You
him
can
instead.
say
Like,
that. Though. You
fucking
can show some
no.
actual respect to your opponents.
I think
I
him
get that the
saying
Kings
like
and the
that they
Ducks
were.
don't like each other. I get that, but when
Yeah,
respect is due, fucking give the respect. Honestly.
no, I think he did. Like, he doesn't have to say anything about Jonathan Quick.
Oh no, but
So
I mean, okay. The comparison though was that's a little biased,
it doesn't make sense.
and
But if
this is
you're
coming
John
from a
Gibson,
Ducks
like,
broadcast here. Like,
yeah, no, I don't know. I don't think I would like as a Ducks fan, I don't think I would like it if Dallas Eakins said, "Oh, Jonathan Quick was amazing and our goalie was just okay." Because
okay, now that's not what I'm asking for. That's not what I'm asking or like thinking of. Or in this case, I would just say, like, just take the first part of what you said. Jonathan Quick played amazing. Done. That's all you got to do. You didn't have to say that Gibson played to the same level because he played great. I have no complaints about his play, but he wasn't the same level for that game.
well, no, but I think
John Gibson was
Dallas
John Gibson
Eakins still
today,
has to,
which is still good, But Jonathan Quick somehow figured out how to go back in time. He talked to Tony Stark or whatever, and they figured out the time travel bullshit. And he went back to 2012 for a moment,
yeah,
for a game. So I mean, it makes sense. Playoffs are potentially on the line here, so Jonathan Quick's going to have a coming out party here. But yeah,
Ali obviously agrees with you here. He could
Yeah.
compliment Quick and
There you
doesn't
go.
have to bring up Gibson at all. I disagree with that though, because how do I want to phrase this?
You can have
Without-
it be two separate subjects. You can have it
Yeah,
be two
okay.
separate subjects, but to compare Gibson in that game to Quick, it doesn't feel honestly very fair to what Jonathan Quick did in that game. This is sounding hugely like an LA podcast right now. I get that, but as a fellow goaltender, I'm like, yeah, that was an amazing game. Like, I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
making a lot out of nothing. I get that, but I was just like, I read that quote and I was just like, no.
Yeah. Okay. You think you're going
What
to
game are
make
you
a lot out
watching?
of? You think you're going to make a lot out of nothing here? Wait for this. Okay.
All right.
So it's no secret that John Gibson probably wanted out of Anaheim at the end of last season, right?
Yep.
Like that was talked about all over the place. You could see it in his body language. He did not want to come back, but somebody somewhere convinced him like, this team is going to rebuild. We need you. This is our plan for this next year. And this is where we expect to be. So if you stick around to be part of this, then we could potentially have a chance. We're having the exact same conversation.
Bob Murray resigned in November.
Yeah. We're having the exact same conversation now, though, as were like last year. Like, John Gibson doesn't really look like he wants to be here. And it's like, okay, another year of Dallas Eakins, another year of, waiting for the draft lottery to come around. And like next year is going to be another rebuild because we just shipped out 4 guys at the deadline. So now I think if you're Dallas Eakins, you have to give John Gibson a reason to be here. Like, and I don't think him saying, oh, Jonathan Quick was amazing, and I think our goalie played just as well. I don't think that's really it. But it's like all those little things that they're going to be saying over the next few games, praising John Gibson and how much he means to the team. That is what might make the difference between him staying in Anaheim and him leaving. So I don't know. Again, probably making something out of nothing here. But I think it's got to be a factor. Like, Dallas Eakins is a moron when it comes to coaching. But I feel like when it comes to people skills, he's actually really smart.
Yeah, from what we've seen of like behind the scenes stuff and that, I totally agree with you there. If they're wanting to keep Gibson in town though, and if this is on Dallas Eakins to try to keep Gibson in town, you probably don't want to keep putting that kind of lineup in front of him. We talked about this in depth last week, and it still did not change whatsoever. And I saw even more talk about it on social media lately of just people being like, what the hell is going on here? So like it's somehow actually gotten worse. But so, I mean, if you're going to consistently put out a mediocre lineup in front of him, like I'll say the same thing I did last week. You can take that roster. You just have to reorganize it to something that works. Right now, the structure just doesn't work. Yeah. But you did hit on a good point, though. We got rid of 4 guys this year. I think it was on the Jeff Merrick show. They were talking about they did bring up John Gibson for a little bit.
Mhm.
And that idea that he might go now, potentially. Obviously, he would have to be traded. It's not entirely up to him unless he were to straight up ask for a trade from Pat Verbeek.
Yeah.
The key guy that they brought up, though, was Hampus Lindholm leaving, I believe is who they brought up.
Yeah. See, that makes sense, but
And that would be, okay, like, it's maybe not to the same extent, but Getzlaf hasn't been quite the same just as a whole. I feel like since Perry left, right?
yeah.
It's that partnership that you develop, right? You're around somebody for a long time, right? And like if you're, like out on the town or that kind of thing, right? Like that's your best friend on your team, right?
Yeah.
And that happens all the time, right? And there's multiple guys. So it sounds like it. I'm really hoping I'm remembering correctly that it was Lindholm. But
I think so, because I think they talked about it on 32 Thoughts as well, just very briefly.
Or maybe it was just 32 Thoughts. I forget. I listened
maybe,
to like both, like back to back, pretty much. So it's like, okay, which one was it actually? Either way, it was Jeff Merrick and Elliot Freeman. But yeah, so it's like, okay, well, you shipped off my best friend. Nothing's really happening here. You re-sign the guy that keeps throwing me in when I'm not ready or that kind of thing, right? Like, and puts this team or like this structure in front of me. Like, I could go somewhere else and try to win a cup because remember, I haven't won a cup yet, right? I've gotten close, but those days are long gone right now.
Are you saying John Gibson to Boston then?
No, not to Boston because they're already stocked with Ullmark and Swayman.
Unless we get Ullmark or Swayman back. Like if you're Boston, Gibson is not to take anything away from Ullmark and Swayman here, but Gibson is by far like way better than those guys. In my opinion.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like just potential places. I mean, he's been tied for like the last year or so to Pittsburgh, but that's just because he's from there mainly.
Yeah.
They were having
going to go and get a goaltender. They're going to get Fleury though.
Yeah, and that was brought up too. And but actually, forget who it was. I believe it was CJ Woodling had brought up the idea of what about Fleury here in Anaheim?
Yeah, I could see that. And then Gibson in Minnesota or something.
Now that wasn't. I don't think the idea was if Gibson's gone. I think it's just Fleury. Here in general.
Interesting.
So,
yeah, I don't know. I think the two places that most badly need a goaltender and are going to be cup contenders in the next few years, and where John Gibson is going to get probably the majority of the starts, are Toronto and Edmonton. Whenever goalies get brought up on the market, those are the first two places that get talked about. And maybe it's just because we're up here in Canada, so there's a little bit of Canadian bias. But But regardless of where John Gibson wants to go, those are the two places that are linked to every goaltender.
Okay, now out of those two places, Edmonton, I don't think is happening unless you get a massive overpayment because it's a division rival.
Yeah, exactly. That's a big deal. Toronto is definitely the preferred place.
Toronto, and also just makes sense because they currently don't have Jack Campbell signed for next season. And the other guy, Peter Mrazek, I believe has one more year, but let me double check that right now.
Yeah, well, you do that. Shout out to Ray Neal saying hey in the comments. Welcome to the stream. And just we'll circle back to the guys that we traded. Ali says it's crazy that the four guys we traded get to make a playoff run. Yeah. I mean, that was probably kind of a condition.
In Boston, Raquel's in Pittsburgh, Delorier's in Minnesota, and who am I forgetting? Manson's in Colorado.
Yeah. I mean, like, it kind of makes sense because those are the teams that were looking to buy at the deadline because they knew they were going to be in the playoffs. But these are like guys or teams that are projected to make like deep runs, right? Well, maybe not Boston, but it's hard to count them out. So
yeah, sorry. What the fuck was Kyle Dubas thinking?
What did he sign Mrazek to like 5 years?
3 years.
Okay,
but this is the first year of it with a modified no trade clause. In all 3 years.
What's the term or like what's the the thing on that though?
10 team, no trade.
That's not
So
bad.
22,
Like,
so 22 available teams, but he's
yeah.
making 3.8 per year.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's not the best deal, but like, that was a free agent deal, was it not?
Yeah, it was.
So like, you kind of have to overpay for a goalie to come to Toronto, I think.
That one just kind of surprises me. But yeah, I mean, if Jack Campbell doesn't come back, even with Peter Mrazek there, it's because what Gibson's making 4, 5,
He's making 6.4.
6.4.
Yeah. And he's in the third year of that deal. I had it pulled up here because I wanted to see what his no trade clause was.
Yeah.
It's a modified no trade, so a 10-team no trade list
Yep.
on that as well.
Now, if you're the Leafs, unless you want to make some more moves and get Mrazek out of there. Yeah. Oh, man. Because what? 6.4 and 3.8. I can't do math right now. 9. That'd be like $10 million in goaltenders.
Yeah.
And one is a guy that you could rely on. The other one's been hit or miss throughout this season with Toronto. And just, I mean, over his career, but.
I think there's going to be a lot of talk about goalies in the offseason because, like,
oh yeah,
like there's talk about Carey Price going cup hunting as well. So like we'll get into that another time because
Carey Price not in a Montreal Canadiens uniform would be so weird.
Yeah, I know, right? But like, I just feel like there's going to be a whole nother goalie carousel again, just like there was last year. I can just feel it.
So last year. I mean, last year just everybody carouseled.
Yeah,
but yeah, there was one year. You're right that like just goalies swapped.
Yeah, it might have been 2 years ago, but
might have been. Yeah,
I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, I could feel another one coming. So
yeah, there was a comment here from Ali that I just wanted to bring up here. Also, back to the comments. Eakins is a moron. He called Zegras frail. So yeah, this was on the broadcast of who are we? Just playing Columbus, and they were talking about how they talked to Eakins, and Eakins was talking about Zegras, how he said he just looked tired, frail, and had hit a brick wall.
I missed that. I didn't actually hear that. Are you frozen, or are you just in shock? I think he's frozen.
Oh yeah, I was frozen for a second. Sorry.
Yeah. That's all good. Yeah, no,
where'd you lose me at? Where'd you lose me at? Or did you? Or what? Could you hear me the whole time?
No, I couldn't. It was just like after you said Eakins's comments about Zegras.
Oh, okay. So I was saying I'm so glad that Duck's Twitter all came to the exact same conclusion of maybe you shouldn't put him with guys like Mayhew and Grant who drag down his production and he has to pick up the slack for, and maybe he would actually look all right.
Yeah, that's true. Not gonna lie though, I didn't mind him with Mayhew. That
looks better. Don't get me wrong, but like Terry and Milano, the TMZ line, it's been right there the entire time for you.
Yeah, so that's
why.
Like when you have that, it doesn't make sense. Yeah.
It makes no sense, right?
Yeah. I mean, like I keep saying though, like this, he's got his job secured for next season. This season's obviously a write-off. The lower you do, the better chance you have of getting Shane Wright on the roster next year. So like, who gives a fuck? Like, I'm all for bashing Dallas Eakins, like sure, but like at the end of the day, I don't get like I really don't care anymore. This team is gonna just be a disappointment for the next 4 games, and we have the off season to look forward to. So
I get where you're coming from. Like I did go back, actually watch our episode. Like I just listened to our conversation. I understand where you're coming from. But this is a guy now who, he got his job for next year, but he's continuing the same stuff that we all thought he was going to lose his job for. Should have lost his job for, to be honest with you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so it's kind of scary, but
I'm terrified that this is going to continue into next year.
Yeah, I'm just telling myself that he wants Shane Wright, so he's trying to give this team the best odds at
He
Shane
wants
Wright.
Shane Wright so that he can play him for a minute in the first period and then decide, no, you know what? In the 2-3 shifts that you had, I don't like what I'm seeing. You get to sit for the rest of the game. Have fun, kid. And then I'm going to put you with some fourth liner.
Yeah, I mean, probably.
Great use of resources.
But yeah, I don't know. We still haven't even gotten into the goalie interference conversation.
Okay, yeah. You want to get into that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Let me see if let me pull this up here, and we'll talk about it.
Okay.
There we go. Can I go like this? Oh yeah, perfect. Okay. So I still have it at like point, like this is how like much I was trying to watch this. I was like watching it at like 0.25 speed today. I am gonna shut off the sound though here. So yeah, Kings got, I don't even remember who it is offhand. Comes down the left side. Arvidsson, thank you. So yeah, we'll just watch it here, right? Takes the shot, tries to go for the puck, runs into Gibson. Okay, now we're gonna get into the 0.25 here because this is where I was like, okay, what was going on? So I did take a look at the NHL rule book as well, which I think we've gone to this actually for goaltender interference specifically before.
Oh, probably, yeah.
I think we have actually. I forget what rule it was, but I was like, okay, we got to bring this up in the rule book and like talk about like why this actually happened. So rule 69, nice. Interference on the goalkeeper. This rule is based on the premise that an attacking player's position, whether inside or outside the crease, should not, by itself, determine whether a goal should be allowed or disallowed. All right, fair. In other words, goals scored when while attacking players are standing in the crease may, in appropriate circumstances, be allowed. Goals should be disallowed if 1, an attacking player, either by his positioning or by contact, impairs the goalkeeper's ability to move freely within his crease or defend his goal, or 2, an attacking player initiates intentional or deliberate contact with a goalkeeper inside or outside his goal crease. So part 2, it doesn't look like it's intentional or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
But I'd be looking at part 1 of that. An attacking player, either by his positioning or by contact, impairs the goalkeeper's ability to move freely within his crease or defend the goal. So he's not in the crease for this play.
Yeah, but defend the goal is where that covers outside of the crease contact.
Yeah. Sorry, I had like a whole argument to this. I'm just trying to I'm reading through this and reminding myself here. So if we go back to this clip and we'll play it at a slower speed here. I just got to get back to it. Oh my goodness, I went so far back.
You went way too far.
Went way too far.
Okay.
Here we go.
Should be good.
So comes down, right? At the faceoff dot, takes his shot. Left pad saved by Gibson. Arvidsson goes and plays that puck, though, and doesn't divert his path, which causes him to run into Gibson's leg, right? Which, yes, here, we'll rewind it a little bit again. Gibson already is in the act of falling over. Yes. So the actual falling over itself isn't solely because of Arvidsson. However, if we watch here, right, he's falling back, but that also just Deneau already has the puck by the time that contact is made, right? And Gibson's looking at it and trying to reposition himself as best as he can, sitting on his ass. And that causes, right, like that's when the contact happens, and that's what puts him out of position. I think that this should have been goaltender interference after watching it like the however many times I did earlier today. Incidental contact with a goalkeeper will be permitted and resulting goals allowed when such contact is initiated outside of the goal crease. Okay. Provided the attacking player has made a reasonable effort to avoid such contact. I'm going to play this one more time in slow motion and just watch. it's the very last second that his feet turn. Otherwise, he is keeping that straight path. He's trying to play the puck. He's not worried about getting out of the way here. Right? So I'll play it one more time for you here. Right? Comes down. Shot there. Pad save. He goes to play the puck. He's not diverting whatsoever. I think that should have been that should have stayed as no call. Because it got waved off right away, as you can see there in that clip.
Mm-hmm.
Waved off right away. And they even took a look at it and said, no, that was no call. So by the NHL's definition, right, of, again, incidental contact with a goalkeeper will be permitted and resulting goals allowed when such contact is initiated outside of the goal crease. So until there, yeah, this is fine. Provided the attacking player has made a reasonable effort to avoid such contact. I didn't see any effort there.
No.
To avoid the contact. Therefore, this should be no goal. So why is Toronto on the challenge then by LA saying that this should be fine? This should have been a 2-minute delay of game penalty for the LA Kings and stayed as a 1-1 game. And I'm not trying to be biased with this here. Again, I've officiated different sports now for 10 years. I'm looking at this like removing myself from watching the Ducks, right? I'm watching this, and this should not have been counted. I don't believe.
Yeah, I don't have anything to add. Yeah, it's
okay.
I just agree.
Sorry, you do agree with me then?
Okay. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Like, okay, I did want to get your opinion on it. I'm like, okay, like,
yeah,
just because it's that part of it that was the turning point on it, right? Does he try to avoid, or does he not? I didn't think he did, so I wanted to see if you thought he did or not, and like.
No, he doesn't. It's
right.
Yeah,
so,
it's not even that I thought. It's that he straight up doesn't.
So that should be no goal. What the fuck is going on with the NHL? Yeah. Why can't we figure out what goaltender interference is? Why can't we follow what you have written down in the rule book? This is what gets people, and like myself, like any fan who's somewhat invested in the game. When you're not following your own rule book, what's the point of the rule book?
Yeah.
The rule book is there for a reason. The referees in this case had the correct call. They were 100% correct.
Yeah, they got it. So I don't even know why Todd McClellan challenged that. Like, is it at that point?
I mean, it worked out for him.
Yeah, it did 100%. So like maybe he knows something that the rest of us don't, or has figured out how the NHL calls goalie interference, because it's like you said, it's not by the rule book. Whatever hidden rule book they have, Todd McClellan's figured that out, because he challenged one that I don't think anybody thought should have been a goal. But I don't know. I think the only reason I can see this being allowed by Toronto is that Gary Bettman wants a California team to return to the playoffs.
No,
that's the only reason.
Canada.
I don't know.
He mistaken California with Arizona.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
Yeah, I have no idea beyond that though. So, Ali had some comments here. If a goalie is hit when he's outside of the crease, it's fine to score on him after. Maybe that's the rule that they go by in their unofficial rule book. I don't know. What was the other one? We would have 100% won this game if the call wasn't reversed, because we would have been on the power play. Yeah, and our power play was phenomenal.
It was going. The one goal that we had was on the power play, Adam Henrique on the breakaway.
Yeah, we had some other power plays. Like, I don't think our power play was fantastic that game, but
I mean, we only scored one goal, but yeah. Like, it looked good at least, but you had Jonathan Quick in the net there, so.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, even like if this game goes to overtime, right? Like, I think I like our chances in overtime.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Game. Yeah, Ducks 100%. were 1 for 4 on the power play, so 25%. Yeah, that's okay, but it could have been higher. So
yeah.
Yeah. Was there any other comments you wanted to bring up here, or was that it?
Talk really quickly. I guess the defense actually did a great job at shutting down the Kings in this game, which is why it was also so like lopsided. And yeah, the forwards did great at their chances here. Because we all love it. I'll bring up the shot map here, and it actually looks very good for Anaheim this time.
Yeah, I would bet that it does.
Yeah, where are we here? And again, be sure to watch us on YouTube or Twitch so you can see what we're all looking at here.
Yeah. Also, hello to Lauren. See that you have joined. We bashed Dallas Eakins earlier, so after this,
go
this
watch it again.
Stream's done, go back about 15 minutes from now, and that's our Dallas Eakins bashing.
Yeah, so you can see that LA here on this shot map like really had to spread out their shot. There's not really a whole lot like directly in the slot there, right out front, which is lovely to see because we have seen so much of that over like the last few weeks. It's been brutal. This time it's flipped though. Actually, it's the Ducks getting a bunch of chances right on top of the crease there. So,
yeah, which is awesome to see. But yeah, again, so this just speaks more to Jonathan Quick's performance.
Yeah, exactly. So I take a look at this and I go, the defense did their job, right? They didn't have like the crazy high scoring chances. And the Ducks forwards did a great job at creating opportunities for themselves. So,
yeah, no, it was awesome to see.
Yeah. So it was a great game overall. It sucks that we lost, but at this point as well, it's like, yeah, okay. And like as much as it's the LA Kings, I would rather them get into the playoffs than the Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which, by the way, did you see what Vegas tweeted before last night's game?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. I gotta find this here because it. Oh man, you want to talk about like getting just roasted? Oh, where did it go here? I gotta find this. Oh, okay. They're playing right now, so they're like live tweeting the game. That's why it's like it's so many tweets here.
To give you some time to find it, let's take our break now, and then you can spend the next minute and 13 seconds trying to find it. So we'll throw it over to our friends at DraftKings. Okay, sounds good. We've already committed to the break, so
yeah.
All right, be sure to use promo code THPN when you sign up with DraftKings, and yeah, here is some more words from them. Well, from Nate about them.
Hockey fans, feel the action on the ice like never before with DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the NHL. Right now, new customers can bet just $1 on any team to win and get $150 in free bets if they do. If Sportsbook isn't available in your state yet, you can still hit the ice for cold hard cash. New customers can make their first deposit and play free for thousands with DraftKings Daily Fantasy Hockey Contests. Draft your lineup of 8 skaters and a goalie, rack up points for goals, assists, saves, and more. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. And best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. So what are you waiting for? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now, use the promo code THPN, bet just $1 on any NHL team to win, and get $150 in free bets if they do. Again, that's promo code THPN only at DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the NHL. Must be 21 or older. Restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
Man, speaking of bets, the Seattle Kraken are really going to screw this up for me tonight, aren't they? Currently beating the Colorado Avalanche 3-1 in the second period.
No. That's not what you want to see.
I got a potential payout here of $19 if the Kraken don't win this game. Everything else is looking good so far. Come on. Be sure to gamble responsibly, everyone.
I have Kemper playing tonight in my fantasy league where I'm going for, or I guess our fantasy league, sorry, where I'm going for the division title, league title for the second year in a row. So Kemper losing to Seattle should not the THPN one, our
the Carey Price,
our home league. Yeah,
man, I was pissed that I lost to you.
Yeah, that was a back and forth one for sure.
And then I lost the THPN one as well. I went 18-4-1 this season. I lost on the Sunday. I lost on the Sunday. I'm like, no.
Yeah, you had it all week too, and all season you were like,
I was
like way ahead of everybody else. So. Yeah,
so miffed.
Yeah, it sucks. But
okay. So
do you have this tweet?
From the Vegas Golden Knights. Hey, Anaheim Ducks, if you beat the LA Kings tonight, we'll ask Petrangelo to give the breakaway challenge to Zegras. Deal? And
That's
man.
That's perfect.
Now, speaking of claps, the clap back from the Kings. It's almost like you're admitting something.
Dang, man. I love hockey.
Man.
Like, I love the Twitter accounts of the official hockey teams. I was going to say I love hockey Twitter,
so
but I actually don't. But I love the official
I love
accounts.
hockey Twitter. It's so much fun. Yeah, like somebody puts here, this is like a bank robber negotiating with the bank he just robbed.
Ali says that she loves the tweet from the Kings that shows a picture of Quick making his one of 53,237 saves to inadvertently roast their defense. And back to our playoff conversation here. Lauren says that she would rather us spoil the Kings' playoff hopes. And we have another chance at that in LA.
See, I think Vegas fans just need a healthy dose of this is what happens when you don't make the playoffs. So
yeah, absolutely. I'm
like, yes,
they just need to be taken down a few notches.
Yeah,
you know?
like yes, they've had injury troubles. What team hasn't this season though, or any season, right? You go on this relentless pursuit of the Stanley Cup, and you've kind of butchered it yourself. Great job. Yeah, they need to get taken down a peg or two. So,
yeah. Although, if they get knocked out or if they don't make the playoffs, what are the odds that they win the draft lottery? And I don't mean the official odds. I mean the rigged odds.
Dude, if that happens, 100%. That just proves that the draft is rigged. 100%.
Exactly. Yeah. Right now,
let me see on. Yeah.
Right now, Vegas has they're currently sitting at that 16th spot in the draft lottery, the lowest possible odds of 1%. And it's Buffaloes, which is perfect too. Oh yeah, so who cares if Vegas wins because they didn't even get their pick. Yeah. You know what? That doesn't even matter.
Oh, that's incredible. I love it.
Could you imagine they trade for Eichel to go all in on the playoffs and they don't even miss out, or they don't even make it. They miss out and they don't even have their first round pick.
Oh my God. That's hilarious. Which, speaking of which, there was an infographic going around here. I'm pulling it up here. Which I'm sure you'll love this, just in general.
I wasn't sure. I'm not sure if that's your sarcastic you'll love this or if like I will actually love this.
Oh, it's a mix of both.
Okay.
From the 2015 NHL draft class. I forget who this was. I believe it's TNT, judging from like the graphic look. These are the players from that draft with the most playoff games played.
Okay.
Anthony Cirelli is sitting with 69 games played in the playoffs. Nice. He was pick number 72. Jake DeBrusk has played 59. He was pick number 14. Eric Cernak has played 50. He was the 43rd pick. Matthew Barzal has played 49. He was the 16th overall pick. Anthony Bolivier even has played 49 games. He was the 28th pick overall. Connor McDavid has played 21 as the first overall pick. Jack Eichel has played none as the second overall pick. And it might continue this year as well if Vegas doesn't make it.
Yeah. At what point is it Jack Eichel's fault, you know? Like, I know he's barely played for the Vegas Golden Knights, but at what point?
I know we're talking more about Eichel here, but like also at what point is maybe Connor McDavid as well?
I'm not even going to respond to that, but because I know what you're trying to do.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, Ali saying Jack Eichel is cursed. Yeah, what if Eichel has like this don't even make the playoffs curse, and like Taylor Hall has the draft lottery? I don't know if it's a curse or a blessing. I mean, blessing in the short term, curse in the long term, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. It may, I mean, but they were both on the same team at one point.
Yeah.
Look what happened.
Yeah. I don't know. That just proves the existence of hockey gods, in my opinion.
Buffalo had a top 3 pick this year, Taylor Hall, and they also didn't make the playoffs because of Jack Eichel.
Yeah, now we know. Yeah, see, we figured it out. It's perfect. Well,
100%.
Buffalo figured it out, actually.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about the draft here. I know that you had your thing in here, but it's too perfect. We got to keep the draft conversation going.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
The Ducks have no, not the Ducks.
If we
the
don't
NHL.
get sorry, if we don't get to my thing, it's fine. We can even just talk off air about it. It was just
Okay.
it was just a conversation piece, but we're good. Yeah.
Well, we'll see how we're doing for time. So, yeah, the NHL has announced today the date for the draft lottery, which will be May 10th. It's a Tuesday, which means we'll get to talk about it on our next Wednesday live stream, or maybe we'll move our live stream to Tuesday. We'll figure that out. But yeah, in just a few weeks, we're going to know where the Ducks are drafting.
Yeah.
Officially.
Then we can speculate all about who they're going to take and what spot and everything like that.
Yeah.
Great.
And that'll be a lot of fun. Yeah. Because that was a lot of fun last year too, especially because we had like a really high pick. So there was a lot of memorable or known names, I guess. But
yeah,
if we take a look here at Tankathon, the Ducks currently sit in with the 11th best odds to win the draft lottery. Right here at 3.1%. Just based off of the standings, there's a chance for sure. Just based off of the standings, like if the Ducks win all of their next games and the teams above them lose, they could finish with as low as the 14th best odds at 1.8%. Or if we lost all of our games and everybody that could passed us, we could end up in 7th, which would give us a 6.7% chance.
So the only game we want to win is going to be the hardest one, I think, in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Because it's Ryan Getzlaf's last one. You don't want to send that guy off with his tail between his legs.
Yeah, exactly. Like if St. Louis was doing things right, they would start Jordan Binnington because he sucks. They would, put out their fourth line to take the draw, and the fourth line would match up against Zegras, so like he could have a chance as well. They would take lots of penalties because they've already clinched. I think they've already clinched home ice advantage, have they not?
St. Louis?
Yeah. Or is
St. Louis
Minnesota
will
close
be Minnesota has a game in hand, but they have the same point.
No, they are a lot closer than I thought. Okay.
So those two are duking it out right now for home ice advantage.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe they don't do that.
That's going to be such a fun series, by the way.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Minnesota St. Louis? Oh,
yeah.
That's a heavyweight. Like just literally big body dudes.
Yeah.
That's going to be a fun series.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, once the matchups are officially set, we're going to have to do a playoff bracket and break down the matchups we're most excited for. But
yeah, I'm going to lose over half of them in the first round.
That's always how it works.
Because that's how it always works for me.
Yeah.
I'll be like, logic, this is what should happen. And then just hockey goes, no.
Yeah. What do you say we sim the lottery right now, just for fun?
Sure.
All right, Tankathon, who is it? So Ducks move down a spot to 12th. Arizona keeps their first pick. Buffalo moves up to the second spot, and Columbus moves up to the third. All right, you heard it here first. This is how it's going to go.
Shane Wright, welcome to to Arizona State University. Which, by the way, there was a thing going around today as well. I didn't upload it, so I can't just show it off. But it was showing the I believe this is there's no way this is anyone but Arizona. The season ticket map for next season.
Oh yeah.
At ASU's building, but for the Coyotes. If you want glass seats for the season, like at the Glass, that's still gonna run you $14.3 grand for the season, about $350 per ticket.
Yeah, like when you put it
in a college arena.
Yeah,
like I don't care if it's the Arizona Coyotes. It's that is a high school team, my dude.
Yeah, like that's, I don't know. It's more than I thought, but it's still like reasonable, you know.
14 grand for a high school team, basically. That's reasonable to you?
Wait, sorry, is this for ASU or is this for the Coyotes?
This is for the Coyotes playing at ASU.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like this is for
I mean,
next season.
like they're still an NHL team.
Are they though?
And you're
Are
getting
they
glass
really?
seats. You're at your first row all season long. You get to see Connor McDavid 4 times a year. You get to see Trevor Zegras 4 times a year at ice level. You get to see.
So you're paying to watch everybody else but the Arizona Coyotes.
Yeah, exactly. That's a steal of a deal.
The cheapest ticket. What was I trying to say there? The cheapest ticket is called the Den. It's called, and it looks like it would be, like the one side you see the Coyotes end.
Oh yeah.
I think anyway. Yeah, and it's about $89 per ticket for the full season, just under $3,000 or just under $4,000. Sorry, 3.6 grand. Yeah.
Dang, you want to move to Arizona?
I love the idea though that they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to like we'll go to ASU for a couple of years. We have a building and everything like that, right? It'll be it's a new facility that was supposed to be just for ASU, and then they had to change things to accommodate the Coyotes here. And we really want to tailor actually to we want to build up the interest and whatnot. And what better place to do it than a university campus? Dude, what university student is like ready to shell out like almost $5,000 for season tickets, or like almost $100 just for like that? And that's like, yeah, that's almost $100 per game when you buy season tickets. Those tickets are going to be more expensive for single games.
Yeah, Ali brings up.
I get that they have to make money and everything like that, but like, geez,
the ASU students probably would get a discount or might get a discount.
Share that coupon around. Do not buy season tickets whatsoever. Just help everybody else and share that coupon around.
Yeah. I wonder if like they would offer discounts to university students for like season ticket packages, because then you could just like get 4 university students, or like even 8.
See, now that's too smart
10,
for an NHL
whatever.
club, especially one like the Arizona Coyotes.
No, honestly, I think it's stupid. But like, if you think about like if we had that opportunity, would you not have taken that? If like we could split it with like, I don't know, a few of the guys on our floor in first year
absolutely.
to go see an NHL team for like 14 grand.
Hell yeah. Like
even with 14 guys, like I'm sure I could spare $1,000 in my first year university from student loans to get, I guess a 14th of the games. What would that be? 80? No, you played 41 games. Divided by
41 games.
That's only like 3 games. Never mind. That's not a lot.
Yeah, no. Sorry, I thought you meant like just you and I split, let's say. And I'm like, yeah, that's better. It's better to do.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess that was for the glass seats, right? You said it was 89 per game. For the Den.
Yeah, the cheapest tickets were 89 per game, and that's for the full season. If you only do a half season, that goes up to $110 per ticket.
Okay, but at $89 per ticket, that's 3.6 grand for the whole season. You split that with a few people, that's a pretty sweet deal.
Now, mind you, it looks like that's maybe only about 4 rows of 2 sections.
Yeah, which is fine. But.
Yeah, it's not going to be many seats, because this arena, like after the NHL modifications are done to it, or that is going to be about 3.2 thousand.
Oh, that's
people.
it.
That's it. Yeah.
I thought they were saying 5.
That's before the NHL accommodations. That's what the arena, or that's what the arena was supposed to hold for when it was just ASU.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, this isn't going to be great.
Yeah, that's
it's
bad.
really going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
Or just like how this looks, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, the building's going to look full. Don't get me wrong, but like,
yeah,
true. I don't know. It'll be interesting. So,
yeah. Okay. Do you want to talk about your OT idea here?
No,
or do you just want to?
No, we'll just talk about it. Yeah.
Okay,
there's other stuff that we can talk about here. We got upcoming games coming up. I don't want to push these Instagram questions because we were supposed to do it last Wednesday, and then I forgot that we weren't doing a Sunday episode. So yeah, that got pushed a week. So
yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, let's talk upcoming games then. Saturday against LA. Last meeting season there. Looking to tie up the season series. We're currently down 2
Mm.
in that. As Ali said, no, sorry.
Nothing else to add. I'm seeing a comment here on the side that I want to compare something here, but continue.
Okay,
I'll bring
sure.
it up once I figure it out.
Sounds good. Sunday, we play on the second half of back-to-back against St. Louis. That game will be at home, 5:30 Pacific time. This will be the last game, the very last game, not even just the last home game, the very last game for Ryan Getzlaf. It's also going to be fan appreciation night, Getzlaf appreciation night, the last game, home game of the season for the Ducks. Yeah, it's going to be a big one. Let us know if you're going. That would be awesome to, get lots of pictures from there. So
it's the next episode is going to be really weird because it'll be I would like to record after that game.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be actually the first episode that we do that Ryan Getzlaf is not even just an Anaheim Duck, not an NHL player anymore. That's going to be weird.
Yeah, just weird.
That's going to be weird.
Ali says she's going to the game, so we have to look for her Getzlaf fathead in the crowd.
Sounds good. We will.
Awesome. It's going to be hard to miss, I'm sure.
Sorry,
that game's at 5:30 Pacific time as well, just for anybody wanting to tune into that. I'm assuming it'll just be on Bally. I don't know. I don't imagine it would be a nationally broadcast game, but maybe.
Let me double check here because the NHL does have that actually normally.
Yeah.
Well, that's on Sunday. That game will be. Yeah, that'll be Bali, but that one's actually getting broadcasted in Canada on Sportsnet West Pacific and 360.
So usually when they do that, it is a nationally broadcast game in the States. So potentially it's just going to be out there on like TNT or ESPN or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I just kind of realized actually none of these are like it's all Sportsnet, TSN, or TVAS. So yeah, it's just showing me Canadian broadcasting, I guess. But sorry, the comment I was trying to figure out stuff was Ali had made a joke of like just go watch the Tucson Roadrunners for way cheaper. I was trying to figure out actually what their season ticket packages were, but you have to email them and say, hey, are you interested? And then you get a price.
Oh, that's exhausting.
It looks like.
Yeah, so, we don't care that much.
But okay, here, let's just see what the price of a ticket is.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, here you go. The Tucson Roadrunners, their last 2 home games of the season are against our San Diego Gulls, which we will do a Gulls update here in just a moment as well. So yeah, let's go for Thursday night. Actually, no, let's go Friday night's game because Fridays are normally a little bit more. Let's take a look here. Using some, this is with Ticketmaster as well, so these will be official tickets. And let's go with like one of those glass seats as well. We'll go behind the players' bench.
Just for comparison.
We'll go right behind. 66 Canadian plus fees. So what's that?
It's significantly cheaper than the Coyotes, that's for sure.
Yeah. But like in a bigger building.
Yeah.
So $52. $52 plus fees and whatever. And then how far is Arizona State University is in Tempe. Okay. So we're going to go Tempe to Tucson. An hour and a half far away.
Okay. So it's not like if you lived in Arizona, like in Tempe, you could just get season tickets. But if you want to go to a single game.
Yeah. So you could have the cheapest tickets for the Arizona Coyotes, or you can get glass seats for the Tucson Roadrunners for like $40 cheaper per ticket. You got to drive a little bit, depending on where you are in like Arizona.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That whole situation is going to be so interesting to watch unfold. So
yeah, exactly.
it's going to be fun. So
yeah,
maybe we do need to make an Arizona trip. Honestly,
yeah, right.
It's cheap, and I don't know. We'll be around a bunch of other snowbirds. So
yeah, it's insanely cheap to fly down there too. So
yeah.
So yeah. Leia, you wanted to give us a Gulls update here. Actually, let's take a quick break, and then we'll on the other side we'll do the Gulls update.
Sounds good.
I'm Corey Crenshaw.
I'm Richie Suave Flores.
And this is Sporty with Corey and Richie Suave.
On the Hockey Podcast Network.
What did I just listen to?
Oh, this game is just bullshit now.
Oh my gosh. They actually made me feel uncomfortable. What was it? Panty what?
The game has gone to bullshit.
Panty melted?
Why do we record these during the middle of games? Oh, God. Be sure to listen to Corey and I every Monday. We are your go-to source for the Arizona Coyotes on the Hockey Podcast Network.
That was too good. I didn't realize we had the like sporty thing as we were talking about Arizona leading up to it. Oh my God, that was too good.
Yeah, I didn't realize that either. It just happened to be the order of the rotation. It's perfect.
Oh my God. That was too perfect. All right.
Yeah, Allie, no, we didn't specifically choose that one. It was literally just next on the list.
Yeah, next in the rotation. Oh man. All right. Your San Diego Gulls have clinched a playoff spot officially. They have secured that final spot.
Sorry to cut
in
you
the
off.
Pacific Division. No, it's all good. With Tucson and San Jose, unfortunately for them, not making the playoffs, where the Pacific Division gets the most teams able to go. Yeah, the Gulls have a few games left this season. They're currently playing the Abbotsford Canucks right now. Then on Saturday, they'll play the Tucson Roadrunners. Next Tuesday, they play the Stockton Heat, and they're trying to clinch first in the division right now. And then next Thursday, Friday, back-to-backs against Tucson, and that'll be the end of the regular season for San Diego. So looks like at the moment, if I'm remembering exactly how the AHL playoff format goes, I believe it'll be San Diego versus the Ontario Reign for the first round.
Yikes.
The Ontario Reign currently with how many does it doesn't have games played here for some reason. They currently have a record of 40, 15, and 9 on the season with 89 points. Compared to us, who are 27, 31, and 5 with 59. So
it could be an interesting series, but potential for an upset. We'll definitely follow that series pretty close come playoff time here, since we won't have Ducks games to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll be able to comment on specific play or anything like that. We don't have AHL TV or anything, and I don't think there's another way to watch the games. But if somebody knows, please let us know. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Gulls in the playoffs, looking good. So, your top 5 point players right now. Lucas Elevens is leading the team with 39 points. Nicholas Brouillard with 38, Alex Limoges with 37, Hunter Drew with 37, and Jacob Perreault with 36. So, and then your goalie stats, which I'm assuming are pretty similar to last time. Yep. Lucas Dahlstol leading with 36 games played, a 17, 13, and 2 record, a 2.6 goals against, and a 917 save percentage, along with 2 shutouts. Oli Eriksson Ek has 25 games played, a 7, 14, and 2 record, 3.3 goals against, an 885 save percentage, and 1 shutout in that span. So,
cool.
Yeah.
Ali says that they show it on Fox 5 San Diego. You're right. We definitely don't get that. But if there's anybody wanting to catch Gulls games and just doesn't know how and is around the San Diego area, I'm sure you can find that.
There's got to be a feed of that somewhere.
I'll
have to find it. Yeah.
Sometimes they stream the games on YouTube, but I think it's just like a
pre-game of the week kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So So maybe we'll be able to catch one that way, but I don't know. Well, it's got to be out there somewhere. So we'll look into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Might even have to get our eye patches and our peg legs out to try and find it, but we'll try and find a way.
We'll find it.
But okay. I guess that takes us to what's quacking here, where we've got some Instagram questions.
Yeah. So these questions came from Cody Spink. I hope I'm saying that correctly on Instagram here. He had a couple questions here. The one I maybe should have brought it up beforehand for a little bit more research on your end. I can still kind of answer it because I was able to take a look. Okay. First question is, who's the more promising goalie prospect? Calle Clang or Gage Alexander? Calle Clang is the goaltender that we acquired, I believe, in the Pittsburgh trade for Raquel, if I'm remembering that correctly.
Yeah.
And Gage Alexander is playing for the Winnipeg Ice of the WHL. And I know we've talked about him before. He was a recent draft pick for us. I don't know. From the little bit who are you thinking?
I honestly couldn't even tell you.
No? Okay, that's fine. I thought I'd throw it your way, but
yeah.
Okay. From what I've kind of looked into and whatnot, I want to go with Clang just a little bit more, because not to say that Alexander isn't going to be a great, like a good goaltender or anything like that, right? He could still definitely just blow up.
Aren't the Winnipeg Ice like top of the league in the WHL this year?
I have no idea what's going on with the WHL this year, except for like the Edmonton Oil Kings are rocking it pretty much.
Yeah.
But the thing for me though is that Alexander is playing in the WHL, which is a junior league, 17 to 21-year-olds or 20-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Calle Clang is currently playing in the SHL, which is the top Swedish league. The guy's been playing with grown adults now for, I believe, 2 seasons. And he last I checked, I'll double check it right now. But he has like, I think it was like a 917 or something like that currently right now. And again, that's with grown men at 19 years old. That's pretty damn impressive. Elite Prospects here has a 915 currently for him with a 10-5-0 record. And they have played in the playoffs in 3 games. He's got a 912 save percentage.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing for me is like it's North American hockey versus European hockey, but it's also playing against grown men and playing against kids still. So I feel like we honestly need to see like both of them for like ECHL or AHL action to maybe have a better idea. But if I had to just look at like the bit I know of each goaltender, I got to go with Clang a little bit more just because he kind of has the leg up already. Obviously goaltenders and centermen are very differently are very different, but I just think of kind of think of like Austin Matthews, right? Where he took that 1 year to go play overseas to play with men, right? And just how that impacted his first season in the NHL, right? Just how much ahead it felt like he was actually just because of that one season playing with grown-ups.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it definitely helps. So you're right though. Like with goaltenders, it's different to compare them because like the way you have to play goal on like international or European ice is different than American ice. So like,
yeah,
in terms of like, if you were to bring both of them and get them to play a game in the NHL with the Ducks, like right now to end the season, Clang probably wouldn't do as well. Not to say that he's not the better goalie, but he has less experience on European ice on American ice. So like, yeah, it's just hard to compare them. But I did look up the WHL standings. The Winnipeg Ice are actually first in. Actually, the season's done. The WHL season's done. So the Winnipeg Ice finished first in the WHL with 111 points, 53, 10, 3, and 2 record. And they finished, 7 points ahead of the Oil Kings, who finished in second in the league. So,
nice.
So yeah, Winnipeg Ice doing quite well. Obviously, Gage Alexander, important part of that. Oh, he's from Alberta. I honestly didn't know that. From Okotoks.
Oh, Alexander, yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah, I forgot about that too for a moment.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
anyways, yeah. So doing quite well. We'll maybe follow the Winnipeg Ice a little bit for the playoffs just to see how Alexander's doing then too.
okay, so we got one more question here. There's one question I want to get to in the chat, and then I think we'll wrap up here. So this question also from Cody here. Do you guys think the Ducks will finally ditch their current home and away jerseys and make the third their home while making a white version of it for their away jerseys? God, I hope so, but I don't think so. I want it. Everybody literally wants it.
Was the question, will they do it or should they do it?
Do you guys think that they will finally ditch it?
Will they? No. Should they?
No.
Yes.
Yes, 100% yes. I mean, I've talked about this multiple times. Like, you can easily send me down a rabbit hole about this, but like, I don't even have to. You know what? The game against St. Louis Blues, take a look at the crowd. All right. That's at Honda Center that night. Or if you're in Ali's case, take a look just around you. Right. And see just how much more Mighty Ducks merchandise, whether it's the orange alternate jerseys, whether it's the like OG jerseys, whether it's the 25th anniversary stuff, right? How much more of that branding there is compared to the Web Duck foot. It outnumbers
it's
it
night and day.
greatly.
It's insane. Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
so insane, and it's really it's almost a. I remember last season when the NHL unveiled the reverse retro lines, right, for every team. Yeah. A lot of Islander fans were disappointed actually that the fisherman jersey wasn't the reverse retro.
Mm-hmm.
The following day, the Islanders put out, hey, we partnered with Herschel, like backpacks and hats and whatnot, and it's all fisherman branded. And that just pissed off Islanders fans.
Yeah.
This is consistent, however, for Ducks fans because the team store is loaded with Mighty Ducks stuff. And yes, to an extent, it is part of their brand. It's right. It's the look of one of their jerseys, but it is loaded with like old school Mighty Ducks stuff, right? Like you can still find a bunch of the eggplant and jade, and it just feels like a bit of a spit in the face and like for fans from the Samuelis. Because you know that's the only reason they haven't gone back like in the last couple of years is because, oh, hey, we changed the colors and we won a Stanley Cup that first year. It's like, yeah. And you were also only 1 year removed from doing it in Mighty Ducks colors. You almost did it in Mighty Ducks colors. Right.
Do you think if they didn't do it that year and the team won in that style, do you think they keep that branding?
If they won in the Mighty Ducks style?
Yeah.
Like in 2003?
Yeah.
Yes, I think so. Or, actually, no, maybe not. I don't think they would have kept it. They would have come back to it a lot quicker.
No, sorry, not in 2003, in 2007. I guess in 2003, but also like if they hadn't changed it before the 2007 season, if they were like, say, planning to do it for the next one. Yeah. So either way.
I feel like it still would have changed, but you would have had.
But do you think they would have went back sooner?
I think so, because so many people have asked for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, don't get me like, fans are for the most part listened to, right? And a great example of that, actually, and I'm again not trying to be biased. I just have a lot of insight here. Is the Calgary Flames? They really listened to their fans, knowing that they wanted the retro look to come back, right? Like the original of like the 80s and early 90s. So they brought it back to the third jersey for quite a while and saw that there was a lot of fan interest in it, right? They liked that and whatnot. So then they experimented with the Heritage Classic jersey. Like there was a path laid out of this is how we're going to get to the retro branding becoming the full-time thing again. So there's the Heritage Classic. Okay, now we have the white, like the away version, right? And they kept it like just kind of for the rest of that season. They did try actually to have because that season they were still wearing like the blacks, like they were still like the black in their uniforms. Going into the playoffs that year for 2019. Yeah, I believe that it was that year. Yeah. It sounded like they did apply for having both of those, like the retro jerseys being the home and aways for the playoffs, but the NHL said no. They did try though, right? But they listened to their fans, and that's the path that they took. And as well as with their reverse retro, there's a lot of people wanting the horsehead jersey, Blasty, to come back, right? And that's where they went with the reverse retro. There are teams that do listen to their fans, and okay, I'll throw it your way as well. It sounds like the Edmonton Oilers are potentially, or it sounds like they are going back to the royal look. Now, as just somebody who enjoys jerseys, that's a beautiful jersey. They shouldn't have strayed away from that in the first place. However, if you want to stay with the current Oilers branding, all you have to do is get rid of that orange one, because that one just really has never worked for me. You just do the flip of it, right? Have the navy base to it, but still with those orange accents and whatnot. Bakersfield is currently doing it in the AHL right now, and it looks great. That's all you have to do. But again, that's a team that's listening to their fan base, right? Because well, I mean, we went to the game in Edmonton there. When was that? November, right? Yes. Against the Rangers there. Primarily walking around, you saw the blue alternate jersey, actually, of like the three current ones that Edmonton has. That's the one that you saw the most, right? You didn't see as many people wearing the orange ones anymore. You go to an Anaheim game, it's majority the orange jersey, just anything Mighty Ducks branded, right? So that makes sense that that's where you should go, right? So, because like in the end, yes, the Anaheim Ducks is a business, right? So why would you not put something forward that you know is going to sell? Right. So I don't know. It's always been confusing to me. I really hope that they do. But from what I've been told, at least, as long as the Samuelis are the owners of the Anaheim Ducks, they will not be going to that full time. So is what I've been told. So
yeah, it makes sense.
Because I've tried. So and I'm still even trying to figure out like what they're doing for the reverse retro. They've been super quiet about it. So, which is kind of impressive, to be honest with you, because there's so many teams that have been spilled, but I've seen nothing for Anaheim.
Yeah, it's probably because they haven't started working on it.
But
you said you had another question you wanted to get to here?
Yeah, there's one more question here from Lauren. I think it's a good way to wrap it up, considering going into like what we're about to go into here as well. Lauren had asked, Nathan Carter, what was your favorite Brian Getzlaf moment? And she included her own here in a separate comment. For me, my favorite Getzlaf moment, was his goal that started the Game 5 comeback from a 3-0 deficit against the Oilers in what is known as the comeback on Catella. I really hope I'm saying that correctly. Yeah, do you have a favorite Getzlaf moment or anything like that?
Well, it's definitely not that one. But yeah, I saw Ali had said something to that as well. In terms of like, don't know about a favorite moment, but all the work he's done just for the Ducks, like both on and off the ice, I think that's super important, and that's definitely one of like the big things that I respected him for before kind of becoming a Ducks fan. But I guess the other thing, and it's not really a specific moment, but I guess more just like how I remember him is we're talking about him like he died, but like he's just retiring, and he's only like 30 some years old, right? So,
like
but
36 or something, 34,
yeah,
I forget, or 35.
Between 35,
35, yeah,
35, 36, whatever. Still relatively young, but just I just remember like having so much respect for him as a member of Team Canada and just how big he was for those teams. Like he was never like the top line guy, but he was so important to like the depth of that team.
Yeah, when Ryan Getzlaf is a depth player.
Yeah, right. Only on Team Canada, obviously. But like, yeah, I just always remember him. And like, I was never like a super big Getzlaf fan growing up because, well, it's not even that. It's just that like I didn't really care because the Ducks were so far away. So I followed like all the Canadian teams as a kid, even before I had a favorite team. But like when Getzlaf was on Team Canada, he was without a doubt one of my favorite players. So again, it's not really a specific moment, but a few specific moments, I guess.
Yeah. I was leaning towards that as well. So, but I have other ones as well.
Oh yeah.
These ones aren't on ice ones. I really enjoyed the behind the scenes stuff with Ryan Getzlaf, and the Ducks have been great with showing that stuff over the last week on their socials. It's been fantastic. Like just kind of like re-seeing some of it and whatnot. Like they shared one commercial as well that's like a bunch of people in a shooting range, right? So it's panning down the line, right? Everybody's got their handguns out, they're shooting and whatnot. Ryan Getzlaf is just clapping bombs at the target instead, and it like puts a smiley face into it. Like obviously not actually, but
Yeah.
like just kind of that joke of like, oh yeah, he's working on his accuracy. And it was funny. I showed it to my girlfriend, and I was like, everybody's always said he should shoot more. Here's your proof. But even just like there was another one as well that was it was him, Teemu Selanne, and Corey Perry in the locker room. And it was after Perry had scored 50 goals. I forget what season it was. But it's like just him with his teammates, his friends, right? Like he's untying Corey Perry's skates because they had a deal that if one of them scored 50 goals, right, the other would untie his, like would do his skates up and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
And he's joking to Teemu Selanne of like, yeah, like in the last 4 years you've told me you've retired. I got 4 sticks with farewell messages. I'm not asking for one this year and stuff like that. It's just jokes or whatever. And then the one that he posted yesterday was JS Giguere. This was like after he retired. Was visiting on an April Fool's or that, and steals the keys to Perry's Ferrari and goes and parks it like at the complete other end of the lot in like that angle parking of like covering the 4 stalls that you see that in like everyday life, and you're like, fuck that dude, like such a pretentious fuck kind of thing. Yeah. And he just like leaves the car there and then like gets us looking around for his car and then like finds it, but then talks to security of like what the hell happened kind of thing. And security's in on the joke. And they show like the whole thing of Giguere going in and taking his keys and taking it out for a drive and that. So, but like it's a behind the scenes stuff where like you saw Ryan Getzlaf's character, and really I think that's the perfect way to like. I'll get sentimental here. That's the perfect way to sum up Ryan Getzlaf, I think, just as a player and as a person, is character. This guy's a character dude. I've never had a chance to meet him. Would love that someday, obviously. But like just from everything I've seen, seems like such a genuine guy, right? Who just wanted the best for the people around him and gave his all to this franchise. So, and when I say all, I mean literally every single game, every single point of his NHL career is towards the Anaheim Ducks. And one last sad little fact for you, I guess, before we go. Once Ryan Getzlaf retires on Sunday evening, Corey Perry will be, I believe, the remaining 2007 Cup winner. As I got to double check that one, but I think that's correct. But he will be the last remaining Mighty Duck.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So
that's crazy. We got to bring him back for that then.
Yeah, I think so.
Somehow.
I think so.
Yeah. Lauren had a good comment here that she really just wants the team to win and beat the Kings for Ryan Getzlaf, since like that was obviously a huge rivalry back then. Like when both those teams were just going, like that would be a lot, especially because like Jonathan Quick is still around as well. So man, I hope that Getzlaf scores on Jonathan.
I was gonna say Getzlaf at the end of that game last night gave Quick a stick tap on his pads of like there's respect there.
Oh, so, absolutely. Yeah.
And that's another thing I think of like with Getzlaf as well. Like growing up being a fan of like every other team but Anaheim kind of deal, right? That was just you respected the guy, right? So
yeah, he was one of the few players that you couldn't dislike.
Exactly. No matter how hard you tried, right? It didn't matter that he was on the Ducks or that kind of thing, right? You're just like, I can't hate this guy. I can't not like him. So
yeah, exactly.
But
so
I mean, he's not insanely close, but he is kind of close to us, right? Like Regina's only what, a 5-hour drive from our hometown,
relatively close. Yeah.
So so he's at least a prairie boy, the same as us. So who knows? Maybe we'll run into him at a CFL game
one time. Because
That would be kind of cool, actually, because his brother
Yeah.
did play for the Rough Riders, did he not, for
Yeah.
Saskatchewan?
yeah, for a few
Or
years.
does, so I forget.
No, not anymore.
Not anymore, okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he retired or if he just like moved to another market or like plays
Yeah.
in the NFL. I have no idea where his brother is, but yeah, I don't know. I could see them definitely like catching a Rider game or something. So
Yeah,
maybe we'll
that
just
would be
need to
cool.
get Riders season tickets in hopes to meet Getzlaff one day.
Oh, God, that's even worse than getting like Oilers tickets or something like that.
Well, for you, yeah.
I don't want to go see the Riders. But
Well, yeah, I think that's a good place to end it here. Yeah, where can they message? Where can they follow you, DM you, all that stuff? I don't have a
you can send me your favorite Getzlaff moments, and I'll actually, if you send me your favorite Getzlaff moment, I will save them and read them off on the next episode. How about that? I think that'll be a fun thing. Just celebrate the career of Ryan Getzlaff.
Mhm.
You can send those to me either at the Quack Report Twitter account, which I'll let Carter say what it is, or you can send it to my personal at Tate Nomas, TateNhomas.
Yeah, the account Nate was talking about there at Quack Report Pod, Twitter, Instagram, as well on YouTube. Be sure to follow the network at HockeyPodNet. My personal is at Carter_Potts, POTTS_97. Thanks for listening, and let's go Ducks.